Manager, we noticed we noticed four problems in this one with him, the manager, and his role. First problem, lack of managerial skills. Second, unethical behavior. Third, accepting not suitable employee. And last, disorganized. First problem, lack of managerial skills. And our proposal would be practice assertiveness. Well, as a manager, you have to be direct and you have to be mindful. It means that you as a manager, you are supposed to collaborate and determine the best possible solution you think is best suited on a certain situation. You must be decisive, confident, and your authority, yung power mo, must be present in a way na acceptable and may respect sa rights ng mga staffs mo. And ito, people who give respect gets respect. As simple as that. Next, unethical behavior. Second problem, unethical behavior, and our proposal would be a great example and behave like a leader. So, na-observe namin na yung manager, he's just roaming around while using his cell phone. He's just like a visitor. He don't seem to be a manager. So, be a great example and behave like a leader because you can expect those staffs to behave the same way. If you, as a leader, you don't even know how to follow and apply those ethical actions that you are supposed to do inside the workplace. Um, do what you preach and take the responsibility. Kasi we all know in every businesses, in every companies, cell phones are not allowed or should not be allowed to distract workers from doing their tasks. And even if you are the boss, you are the owner, you are the manager, there is no exemption. Refrain from taking advantage of your position kasi regardless kung ikaw yung pinakamataas, you still have to follow ethical standards. Third problem, at accepting not suitable employee. And our proposal, before finalizing their employment, they must undergo a 3 to 6 months training to see if they are doing the right job. Well, managers are expected to be critical in terms of recruiting staffs. There are expectations or standards na sinusunod if they are finding for some kind of ideal candidate to fit into a certain position. Hindi yun basta-basta. Kasi then yung mga trainings na gagawin nila, yun yung magiging basehan kung hanggang saan yung kaya nilang i-exert na effort. Kung hindi sila mag-exert ng effort sa trainings pa lang, then why would you hire them? Diba? Why would you settle for employees that do not even seem to have plans on making commitment on the success of your business? That's why hiring the most eligible applicants is one of the strengths of any businesses, and you have to be mindful with that. Last problem is organized. Well, yung manager napaka-disorganized niya sa video talaga nakakairita. He failed to ensure keeping and tracking right amounts of products, yung mga stocks. Therefore, they don't know what they have, they don't know what they don't have. And our recommendation would be an open forum or counseling session. Now, if the manager is having difficulty in planning, organizing, coordinating, he might attend some seminars because learning is a continual process naman. And a good manager is also open for criticisms and feedbacks. Now, if you really want that position, I don't think exerting extra efforts would be that hard for you. Find ways because there's no excuses. Kung gusto mo talaga yan, gawin mo in order to fit for that position. Next, let's go to staffs. In this one, we noticed 6 problems. No motivation, impolite and healthy competition, dishonest and rude, negative attitude, and lack of menu knowledge. First problem, no motivation. Excuse me. First problem, no motivation. And our recommendation would be retrain. It means let them learn new skills. Let them explore and let them find themselves where they are good at. Kasi yung mga abilities, yung talents, yung skills, makakatulong yun eh. May impact yun sa business mo eh. Next, impolite. Our recommendation would be talk to them, track the employee's progress, and give warning or disciplinary actions if necessary. Bad attitude is no room for any businesses. Whether you like it or not, you have to deal with different people. Therefore, you are the one who's supposed to make adjustments. Hindi sila yung mag-a-adjust sa'yo. And unnecessary actions shouldn't be tolerated. If they can set aside their wrong attitudes, then I think necessary actions must be taken into place. And I'm talking about those disciplinary actions or yung warnings para matuto sila. Third problem, And healthy competition, and the recommendation would be strengthen employee communication, collaboration, and engagement at work. Unhealthy workplace competition destroys teamwork. Totoo yun. Alam nating lahat yun. Pero hindi lahat ng competitions toxic. Competitions is healthy pa rin naman. In a way, that leads to the growth of the team and not for individuals' ego. And to prevent this, kailangan lang maging mindful yung organization. Kailangan nilang ipaintindi sa mga employees nila that the overall goal is to motivate them and to strengthen them as a whole without causing conflicts. Because unity at the end of the day must be the top priority. Fourth problem, dishonest and rude. A recommendation would be make the best impression they can to have a loyal customers. Our recommendation to these workers would be to put aside their personal problems. Kung may problema ka sa bahay, iwan mo sa bahay. Hindi mo siya kailangang dalhin sa trabaho. Because the business is aiming to offer the best possible service to customers. Eh. And if they have staffs na walang pleasing personality, then the business would not gain more customers. Because people will remember how they were treated. So tingin mo kung tinrato mo siya ng hindi maganda, babalik pa siya. Hindi na. So, ayun yung pino-point out dito sa fourth problem. Fifth problem, negative attitude, and our recommendation would be disciplinary action. Well, customer service is what the business is built about. If you can solve your wrong attitudes, your attitude problems, then you'll be a burden to the company or to the workplace that you're working with. Negative attitude leads to negative behavior. The manager can give you what you call the solutions. Pero it still depends on the employee kung tatanggapin niya yung mga criticisms or yung feedbacks for her own improvement. Last problem for this one, lack of menu knowledge. And our recommendation would be learn about the quality of the foods they are offering and know information that customer may ask as the size, quantity of serving ingredients, and etc. Ito yung sa yung sa may disorganized. How they're going to market their food if they don't even know what they're selling. Hindi nila alam yung ingredients. And kaya napaka-importante na merong trainings. It has something to do with proper trainings talaga. Kasi yung expertise na makukuha nila sa trainings, it will help them to deliver, to execute their tasks properly. And also yung training na and also yung experience na makukuha nila doon, it will help them to be productive and to have an impact on your business. Next, let's go to the structure. And in structure, we're having the four problems. Number one, poor planning, poor customer service, did not have proper process of hiring, and no communication. First problem is poor planning. And our recommendation would be improve action plan or business plan. Sorry po, ang ingay yata.
It's okay, no problem. Carry on.
Okay po. First problem for poor planning, and the recommendation would be improve action plan or business plan. So this is for the purpose of having an in-depth engagement. This will further help employees to achieve milestones and do their responsibilities properly. And also, there must be strategic planning in order to measure the progress of the business towards the attainment of its goals. This will also boost productivity. Next, poor customer service, and our recommendation would be provide general strategic goals inside the workplace to effectively implement the objectives of the organization. This involves discussing where the company is heading. It has something to do with increasing staff effectiveness, yung mga customer relations, and yung creating innovative ideas in order to strengthen yung dedication ng mga employee na mas mag-engage pa sa business. Third problem, did not have proper process of hiring. And our recommendation would be conduct a well-planned recruitment. Successful recruitment and selection also plays an important part because through setting up and running an efficient recruiting plan, you're able to run or to keep your company running at full potential. This only means na makakatipid ka ng time, ng resources, ng effort kasi hindi mo na kailangang mag-hire ng paulit-ulit and at the same time mag-train ng mga maling or hindi deserving ng mga employees. Last problem would be no communication, and the recommendation would be conduct a team building. The main goal of the team buildings is to improve productivity and to inspire them more, and at the same time, yung unity to strengthen it. bringing workers out of the office would help those workers to eliminate those barriers, yung mga personal walls and obstacles na nag-divide sa kanila. Yung nagkikip ng nagiging reason kung bakit hindi ganon ka-strengthen yung unity. The effectiveness of the organization relies on the willingness, yung willingness ng employees to set up successful teams. It will continue to strengthen the relationship between workers. And in every business, that's very ideal na may unity. I guess that would be all. Thank you.
Okay na, Romero?
Yes po.
Wow, very good. Job well done. I'd like to commend Group 6 specifically dun sa una pa lang, sa introduction. Thank you, Shane. That is very wonderful. So far, isa sa mga pasabog sa 2 sections pa lang kasi kami nagkaroon ng discussion about this one. And then at the same time, spokesperson are very well adept. And then you could see, no, that she knows what she is preaching or what she is discussing. It's true, no? Now, I want to see all the members of group number 6. All right. Sorry, Romero, please keep your PowerPoint. No? Keep it sharing, please. Sino to? So, most probably, ang nandito dapat si... All right. Shane, Romero, Rosario, Zelda, Silo, and 3 pesos. Tama? Okay. Pa-share ako ng ano. Okay. Let us first proceed with the independent variable that actually 3 independent variables are observable specifically to that video or in that specific bar. No? First, their job, or should I say the organization's nature of business is in terms of customer service, and most probably it is a fine dining, semi-fine dining, no? And then at the same time, I am glad that you have mentioned, no, specifically in the structural level, no, that is one of the independent variables that you have mentioned, no, in structure, no. It is observable that, let us put it in the terms of standards, is not being observed. Okay? That is right. So I want to commend you on that one. Okay, let us first dissect what structure means. No? Structure, or the organizational structure itself, has something to do with the work design, the standard operating procedure or the SOPs. Okay, you have mentioned also the bylaws, or should we say the what are the do's and don'ts of the company. And then we have also the hiring and training process, wherein if we are talking about a big enterprise, we have this specific department wherein we call that one as human resource department, who handles the human capital. Okay, they are responsible in 2, right? The hiring process, wherein they are going to should I say sort, and at the same time, that is correct, that is being mentioned by Romero, no? They are the one who sort and at the same time filter the eligible, and then at the same time the fit candidate to enter their specific organization. And then second, no, they are responsible in the learning and development system that you have mentioned. So you have mentioned it as a well-planned recruitment. That recruitment process, or should we say hiring process, is something to do with the hiring and training. Ayun yung other words doon, no? But we never conduct a recruitment. Let us remember that the moment that the CEO or the brain of the organization, no, from the very beginning, no, it is part in building up, no, but it is not wrong, no. You have to conduct a well-planned recruitment. However, it never conduct, no. Should I say, hindi siya hindi siya in an instant that you are going to create, no. You could re-engineer No? Kasi as we all know, that is a specific organization, no? From the very beginning, regardless kung nagsisimula pa lang yan, no? Kaya nga bumubuo sila ng structure eh. No? They are into, or should I say, they want their organization or the day-to-day operation run smoothly. And that recruitment process is part of their, should I say, structure or the work design itself. Very good, Group 6. Now, this is my question. Let us go back with the structure. Okay. You have mentioned, no, that there is actually a what we call withdrawal behavior. It is observable, no? Na ibig sabihin, in individual level, no, of that specific independent variables, no, it is being seen na wherein Maria is imposing a specific attitude. Actually, attitudes has something to do with what we call what she perceives, no? It is the mindset. It has something to do with the mindset. Okay? The performance or materialization that you have observed is the behavior. Okay? And then Romero mentioned as well about the learning. It is true, learning is a continuous process. That is great. However, if we are going to define it in the terms of, or in the explanation of psychological explanation, it says that learning cannot be happened if it is just going to perform or it is going to be observable in just a minute or in just a second, no? So meaning, when we say learning, no, we need to tell that there is a relative, or should I say, permanent changes in behavior. Meaning, the people or the individual or specific group adapt it. So, that's why nga ganito eh. You can never judge a person by its cover. Kaya nga ang sabi ng organizational behavior, no? Think systematically, no? Do not always use your intuition in decision making in the first place. Why? Kasi nga we are going deeply na eh, no? We have introduced already in the chapter 1 the should I say the challenges and opportunities, and at the same time the broad concept of what organizational behavior is. Right now, going back, moving on, no? Group 6, this is my question. This is just my only question. Kahit yung ibang members, no, makikipag-participate. We have identified that standards is not being followed. This is my question. Do you think there's no specific standard yung Barsola bar? What do you think? Kasi it has something to do with the structure. Eh. That is one of the independent variables that is being observable. No? These, again, when we say independent variable, these are the major factor or the key factors why there is or our presence of the dependent variables, wherein it is messy, disorganized, no? Employees with bad attitude, no? It has something to do with their productivity, their performance, right? Now, do you think that Bersola or that specific organization has no existing standard? Why you say so? Nalagay nyo na dyan, oh. I-justify lang. Shane, trespasses, ninyo. Any answer, kahit Tagalog, walang problema. Hello? Romero, trespasses.
Well, ano po, I think there are no standards, there are no, what do you call this? There are no standards na, kasi si Jasmine, as far as I remember, sinabi niya sa video, na she was hired with only having 2 days training. So, yung trainings hindi tumatagal ng ganun kabilis. In order to learn that specific task, you have to exert time, effort, hindi ganun na 2 days lang. So, ayun po. I
Okay.
don't think may standards na sinunod. Kasi
Okay.
and also, kung may standards na sinunod, edi sana maayos yung mga nakakuha nilang employees. Ganun.
All right. Thank you, Romero. How about the others? Rosario.
I think po wala pong standard na sinunod yung mga employees, especially dun sa staff. Kasi if there is standard na sinunod nila, lalo na sa mga pag-serve ganun, sa service nila, hindi mangyayari mga tawag din, yung mga complaint ng customer po.
All right. How about Zelda? 3 pesos.
Hello,
What's your point? Sige nga.
sir, sa akin po, para sa akin yung meron pong standard na kunwari po policy or system po yung
Bersola.
restaurant po.
Oo.
Yung restaurant na po yun. Kaso po, ang kulang lang po is wala pong nagmo-monitor or wala pong nag-i-initiate
Exactly.
na
Thank you, Zelda. Thank you, Zelda. Oh, your grade is flat 1. Everybody's flat 1. It's indeed like what I have mentioned from the very beginning that if the CEO or the brain of the company or a specific organization, no, this is standards or SOPs or whatever you call that one, or in the term of structure or the framework or work design, from the very beginning, it is existing. But the problem is, no one is monitoring it. Wherein that is the responsibility of Jay, who are the superior or the head of the dining, right? Because his brother itself facilitates or monitors the kitchen or the back area, right? So one thing for sure, there is an existing standards. However, it is not properly implemented. Like what Grace Romero said, right? It is observable with Jasmine, di ba? She doesn't know or she doesn't have a proper menu knowledge. That is very important eh. How are we going to address that specific problem from the very beginning if the company or Jay itself, kasi sole proprietorship lang sila eh. That is just a partnership eh. We could not classify it as should I say a company, no, kasi it is just a small should I say a small business wherein they are into service business, no, a food and service business, no. They provide the product and then at the same time they emulate it with their specific service, no. Let us dissect that one. It is correct, no. It is observable with Jasmine that there's no proper implementation of the hiring and training process. Let us imagine, no, si Jay yung nag-conduct ng interview at the same time he hires this Jasmine and then there's no problem on that. Kasi sa Jollibee Foods Corporation, the manager itself, no, could hire a person. Kasi anong mas maganda doon? Ang benefit noon is you could be able to check immediately. No, you could be able to filter or check this one. Okay. Knowledge-wise, check. Cognitive level, check. Experience-wise, sige, so. And then at the same time, how about her personality or his personality? Because it has something to do with that. Kasi hindi mo pwedeng ibigay sa, for example, if he or she is going to be the ambassadress, no? Laging nakasimangot ng ganyan. Body language is very important. No? That is the benefit of you as the manager or the head of a specific organization directly hire, no? When we say indirectly hiring, it is the human resource department or should I say HR representative or the HR manager who's going to hire and train a specific person. Very good. Thank you, Group 6. I'm not going to elaborate kasi baka wala nang masabi yung ibang what you call this? Other groups, no? Let us, Romero, what do you think? What number do you want? 1 to 5 na lang. I want 1-5 except from number 6.
3 po.
Okay, group number 3, be ready. Group number 6, all flat 1. Very good, thank you.
Thank you po.
Very good job. Lahat maganda. Okay.
Sir,
Group 3, ready?
sir, wait lang po kasi sir, wait lang po.
Oh,
Sir?
Wala si group
Sir,
3?
wait lang po. Ako po
Oh, yes po.
magpa-present nung... Wait lang po. Ako po magpa-present nung group 3. Wait lang po. Ilalagin ko lang po. Wait lang po.
Nasa sayo na lahat ng ng PowerPoint.
Hindi po. Group 3 po. Tsaka yung Kindle lang po.
Okay. Akala ko ikaw na. Natuwa pa naman ako. Napaka-organized naman itong klase na to. Okay, thank you so much. All right. No, go in addition, sige, while you are preparing class, no, one of the independent variables that we have observed is the structure. It is very important, no? Bakit? Ang isang organization, if there's no specific structure, how are they going to run? Ayun lang yun eh. We have this so-called a day-to-day operation or a daily operation, right? No, it is aside from it makes the day-to-day operation organized. No, it helps the employee itself, no, not to become blind or not to be blind, or should we say there is a pattern na dapat nilang sinusunod. Di ba maayos yun eh? And then at the same time, no, we could not see, or it is not going to be evident, no, one thing for sure, or there is actually a reduction of bad attitude and bad behaviors is one, if ever that Barsola company, no, is preserving the existing bylaws that they have, or what is the proper discipline that needs to be observed. Diba? The do's and don'ts, yun pa lang eh. And then how are you going to expect this specific individual, no, to perform at its best? Like what Romero said, no? There's no proper hiring and training process. Baka ganito lang nga ang ginawa ni Jay since he is the owner, no? I don't know, ha? I'm not being malicious, but we have to face it realistically because I am also a manager, no? But ako, hindi ko dinadagdag pag nag-hire ako or nagse-select ako ng candidate, no, na she is beautiful or I am going to have a backdoor relationship with her. Parang ganun eh, no? Ganun ang ginawa niya, as long as it is pretty presentable, no, without prior checking of their background, experience, knowledge, and skills, no, he is going to hire it, right? Yun eh. Group 3, ready? Parang pinagpapawisan ako.
Sir, wait lang po. Sorry po.
It's okay. Ang group 3 ko is hold on. Sino to? Group 3 or O1A. Buot, Casero, Castante, Kubilan, De La Cruz, Dukut. Okay. Isa pa. Ito, maganda rin to. Exciting. Alright. Sige, sarado ko yung camera ko. Alright. Then my next question would be in the individual level of behavior. We have discussed the structure. Na-discuss naman ng group 6. Ang galing Very detailed, no? Kasi yung isa kong class, they have answered my question. However, I haven't seen it in the PowerPoint presentation. Okay?
Sir,
Yes po.
sir. Nagkapalit po kami ni De La Cruz. Si De La Cruz po, pinalit niyo sa akin. Ako na po yung group 3.
Okay. So anong group na ni De La Cruz? Oo nga pala, no? Kalimutan
Sir.
ko, sorry. Anong group mo?
5.
Okay. Sunod na yung group 5 after ng group 3 Anong Aguilar? Sunod kayo sa group group 5
Copy, sir.
Mhm. Uy, ano nangyari sa PowerPoint? Ang tagal naman. Pangit talaga ng online class. Dapat talaga sumunod yung
Sir, eto na po.
internet. Ayan pala, okay. Ang rosy chicks so ngayon, actually hindi yan chicks buo yan eh. Derma roller ako. PowerPoint niyo yan, Shane eh. Morning, sir. And class sharing for the written report. Okay. I really love this
nag-ano na
section
po.
talaga. Yes, plus the 401e, meron akong panibagong favorite. You and then 401e. I have, I've gotten a lot, no? From you. Ayun ang importante eh. Sharing. Lalo na pag nag-MA kayo, it is very important that you share your knowledge. No? Ngayon ko nalaman, ang galing ni Casero mag-explain
Romero, sir.
Ay, Romero. She has this speaking skills. Dapat lagi ka magsasalita, Romero. Naku, marami may in love sa'yo. That is your asset. One thing for sure, you could handle, if ever that I'm going to hire you dun sa aming organization, ipapasok agad kita ng supervisory. Okay, training lang. Tapos, kasi, class, this is just the key. No? The hardest role if ever that you are going to handle a specific position, the hardest role, or should I say, job that you are going to handle specifically in your job description is people management. Because this is what we call structure. No, it has something to do with memorization. No, and then it takes actually a week. No, ako pagdating sa process. So for example, day-to-day operation. No, the stock management, cashiering management, the operation management, and then at the same time, information, or should I say the product knowledge that I have, or the SKU, ayun na naman pinakamahirap eh. Pero kapag kabisado mo na siya in 1 year, specifically the SKU or the stock keeping unit, no, if you are a manager, you're good. Okay na yan. But this is I'm going to tell you. If you are going to handle a highest position, or should I say a supervisory or a manager, for sure pag graduate nyo may magiging ganyan sa inyo eh. Lalo na kayo puro achiever kayo. Class, kabisaduhin nyo muna yung operation ng isang specific department, or should I say ng specific organization. Okay? Pangalawa, bylaws. Bali-baliktarin mo man yan. No, yung infraction or the do's and don'ts of the company. Okay? Pangalawa, labor code. Saan mo magagamit yan? Labor code is very important to you and to the people that you are handling. Bakit? If they are going to have question, specifically sa overtime, ayan yung pinaka number 1 motivation and demotivator eh. Yung salary, kapag nagkaroon ng problema, okay, it is your responsibility as a manager, diba, to have a humane character. No, kapag manager ka, dapat iniisip mo din yan. Tapos, pang-apat, no, should I say, connections with other departments. Tapos, ang usapan. Okay, the rest will follow. Experiential na yan eh. Okay, group 3. Ang daldal ko talaga. Okay, group 3.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Sige, sarado ko yung camera ko ha.
Okay, good morning, sir. Good morning, classmates. So, I am Castante Amelia Carla, and I'm the one chosen by our leader to be a spokesperson. So, let's start. Okay, we gathered here some problems and we cope up with a possible solution or recommendation for the problem. First is the manager. The problem here is the manager has no power or authority over his own staff, hiring some staff that doesn't fit to the job. First slide din muna tayo. So, ang sabi dito, no power or authority over his own staff. Kagaya na lang ni yung staff niya na si Maria, na pinagsasabihan niya pero parang sinasagot pa niya. So walang respeto yung yung staff niya sa kanya. Kasi parang nakikita rin na hindi siya kinakabahan ako sa magandang manager.
Diyos ko, parang tibok si Castante. Sige lang.
So next problem is hiring some staff that doesn't fit to the job. So ito po yung problema ng manager kasi wala po siyang parang wala siyang seminar, hindi siya umattend ng seminar as a managerial position. Kasi parang pinamana lang po sa kanila yung business. So, wait lang po, sir. Daddy! Huwag kang yung maingay. Hello?
Daddy, nag-ano muna kami, lesson kami. Joke lang.
Sorry, sir.
No problem, continue.
So, ayun po. Nag-hire po siya ng mga staff na hindi naman po yun yung in-applyan nila. Parang logic lang po yan eh. Hindi naman po yung, you will not hire a doctor in building a highways or constructing a floor plan because they are not an architect or engineers. Is supposed to do, wait lang po, sir. Ma, huwag po naman kayo maingay. May report ako. Wait lang muna. Ayun po. And then the next slide, please. Ang next problem ng manager, yun nga po, lack of skills in handling or running his own business. So, hindi siya focus sa business niya. Lagi po siyang naka-cellphone. Dapat po yung mga personal problems or yung mga personal problems po niya ay hindi niya po dinadala sa work. Next is mixing personal matters and issue in the workplace. Yan po. So, ang problem din dito, yung staff, lack of empowerment that cause not to provide some solution to their customer. So, may isang staff po, actually dalawa sila, yung si Jasmine at si Maria, wala po silang knowledge about sa tinitinda nilang ay service na inaalok nila. Kasi meron dong isang customer na nagtatanong about sa parang Spanish food daw yun, kung ano yung ingredients, kung paano ginagawa. So hindi nila masagot kasi
Ceviche.
wala silang.
That is ceviche. That is their main course.
Yes po, yun. Tapos yung si Maria pa po, rude pa po siyang sumagot. Parang sinabi niya na, have you not ever been in Spanish food? Ay, parang ganon. So, parang yung customer kasi parang nabastusan sa kanya kasi hindi na nga niya alam yung ingredients or hindi na nga niya tas ganun pa yung sagot niya. So, next problem of staff is becoming greedy in money. So, parang mga staff doon, parang waiting lang sila sa tip ng customer. Meron doon, yung manager, si Jay, kinakausap niya yung table na may mga babae. Tapos, parang naiinis siya. Yun yung pinakita niya yung attitude. Parang naiinis siya kasi parang mawawalan siya ng tip. Kung si Jay yung mag-entertain sa customer. Kaya nagpakita siya ng ganong attitude. So, yung structure na namin, there's no floor manager to look over and train to all staff. Paano nga ba iti-train po? Si Jay, parang lagi lang siyang naka-cellphone. Wala siyang, parang palabas-labas. Hindi nga niya po sinasalubong yung mga customer. So, supposed to be, dapat siya yung nasa counter or siya yung sasalubong sa customer. So, yung proposals and recommendation namin, have some clear communication with employees, confront them outside of work or inside of office to have some privacy and to prevent more serious problems. Dito naman po, sa problem na to, lagi si Jay, lagi niyang kinakausap yung mga staff niya pag may problema sa harap mismo ng customer, kagaya ni Maria. Pinagsasabihan niya sa harap ng customer, tsaka si Jasmine. So, unproper na kausapin mo yung mga staff mo sa harap ng customer kasi parang napapahiya rin sila. At the same time, wala kayong parang napapahiya rin sila, parang walang respeto sa customer, parang ano yung customer na, ganito pala dito, parang hindi na sila babalik. Kasi ganun pala yung palakad doon na pag may problema doon sa harap ng customer, tapos mag-a-attitude pa yung employee mo, parang lalaban pa sa'yo. So makikita ng customer, ganito dito yung mga employees nyo. Walang respeto sa manager, kung makasagot. Tapos may pagdabog pa si Jasmine dun sa likod ng So yun, parang unethical na behavior yung pinapakita nila. Next is the manager should attend some seminar and train what to feel and be like when running your own business. So kagaya nga po ng sinabi ko kanina, dapat po talaga kahit na siya yung may-ari, sila yung may-ari ng kuya niya, since na siya yung parang tumatayong manager sa business na yon, kahit pa paano umattend po siya ng mga seminars or yung about sa business kung paano pagpapalakad kasi kulang na kulang yung skills niya parang batang-bata pa siya, parang yung parang ayaw niya pa yung mga ganyang responsibility. So, dapat talaga may training din. Kahit owner ka na, umattend ka pa rin ng mga business trainings or seminars. Next problem is, the staff, they should train them to have a knowledge and ability to solve different kinds of problems. Next is implement compensation package and incentives based on their performance to keep them motivated. Sorry sir, naririnig niyo ba yung lolo ko? Ayun po, implement compensation package.
It's okay.
Kagaya na lang.
Carmela, excuse me, sorry to interrupt. Ito lang yung nyo. Wala nang kasunod dyan sa baba.
Meron pa po yung sir, sa taas.
Ito na yung last.
Yes po. Ibabalikan
Okay,
ko na
carry
lang
on.
po. Babalikan ko
Hindi,
na lang.
no problem. Sige, carry on.
Sorry po, sir. Thank you. So, ayun po. Dapat po nag-implement yung manager ng compensation package and incentives para po sa mga employees niya. So, kagaya na lang po ibabatin ko lang po yung problem ni Maria na ang in-apply niya po is a bartender. So, supposed to be dun siya sa bar. Nag-aayos siya ng mga alak, ganon. So, 8 months na siya, nandun pa rin siya sa naging waitress siya, 8 months na siya. So, parang nag-a-attitude din siya kasi hindi yun yung job na in-applyan niya. Parang, nag-attitude siya kasi hindi siya masaya sa ginagawa niya. Parang ganun. Yun yung sabi niya dun sa ng stakeout nag-interview sa kanya. So, hindi siya masaya sa ginagawa niya, ganyan. So, parang, i-consider mo rin kung ano yung gusto anong in-apply ng employee mo. For example, nag-apply siya ng bartending. Okay lang, nagawin mo siyang waitress 1, 2, or 3 months. Pero, 8 months, tapos nandun pa rin siya sa pagiging waitress, hindi naman yun yung in-applyan niya. Talagang parang nawawalan din ng gana yung employee mo. Kasi hindi yun yung in-applyan niya . So, ang problema dyan talaga, yung managerial, ng manager. And the next is the structure. Appoint someone who is fit to this kind of job to check and evaluate the staff and situation of the business. So, si Sharon, ayun, parang si Sharon, yung pangalan niya, dun sa Stakeout. 4 years na siya, which is cousin siya nila Jay. 4 years na siyang nagtatrabaho doon. So, parang yung span of time na tinagal niya doon, parang pwede na siyang ma-promote as a manager. Kayang-kaya na niya yon. Kung hindi kaya ni Jay, pwede siyang mag-promote ng manager para mag-set ng rules, mag-ano ng inventory. Kasi isa rin sa problema dun sa Barzola is yung inventory. Marami silang mga ingredients, yung kagaya ng Coke, yung marami silang walang ingredients, wala silang Coke. O yung parang yung mga alak nila, which is bar yun, kulang-kulang. So, yung mga gusto ng customer is wala sila. Sir, yun lang po. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Group 3, can you please open your camera? Do not unshare your Yan, tama. Diyan ako sa number. Yan sa umpisa. Okay? Now, but the good thing about this group 3, no, specifically, though it is not most of their should I say bullet points, no, not related, or should I say hindi not related not exactly the way that I want it to be presented. However, they have points, no, nakuha na nila, no. Kung kanina we have talked about the problems in structural level or one of the independent variable. Now it is good. This is one of a good example. No, let's talk about individual level behavior. Pasarado ako ng maingay, please. Sorry. Group 3, open all your camera, then close your mic muna. Close your Kasante, pa-close muna ako. Ng mic. Masakit sa tenga. Kasi si Kasante, umalis yata. Alright, now, earlier, napag-usapan nating structural level, no? I want to reiterate this manager no power or authority over his own staff. Class, if ever that a person or individual assume a position, specifically a highest position, no, it is something earned or bequeathed. What do you mean by that? When we say it is earned, it is because of promotion, or should I say, you have the qualification to have that specific position, right? And then, if it is being bequeathed, it means, no, since you are part of the brain of the organization, or should I say, the founder, no, of that, or should we say you have you are a stockholder of that specific company, no, it is something bequeathed. It is automatically a privilege, no, wherein whether you like it or not, since you have a share in that specific organization, sa'yo yan. It is an item, no? It is a permanent, no? Not unless if you are going to, should I say, sell your share, okay? And then you are going to, should I say, look for another job wherein you are going to be in the procedure of the hiring and training process, no? There's no such thing as no power or authority over his own staff. But I think the terminology that is good to use is lacking, no? It is good, no? I know that what you have, what you are trying to say here, because Carmela has mentioned it already, right? I think he has no, or should I say, his management skill, or should I say people skill, no, is lacking in terms of impact. He is not impactful to his employee or team. Why? Let us go again with the first question that I have asked you. When is the time that ambiguity, or when is the time that ambiguity or determination between what is right and what is wrong arise inside the organization? Correct. in individual level, it is observable that J is not focused. Pangalawa, J is actually lacking in management skills, wherein it has something to do with his or her relationship with his people, right? It is not being impactful. Why? Because J is one of the, or should I say, the number one violator of the existing do's and don'ts of the company. Again, let us assume, no, in the building app of that specific organization, bylaws is already existing, right? Because it is part, no, it is one way to make your organization run smoothly or organized, right? Again, how are you going to expect your staff or team, no, to impose respect or observe respect from you as a potential manager or as a manager itself if you are the number one violator of what are the things that you don't have to show or to showcase or not to showcase? Ha? Ganito yan eh. Si Sir nga eh, ay naglo-loitering eh. Ako pa kaya, mas mababa ako sa kanya. So kung ano ang puno, ayon ang bunga. Right? Kung anong sayaw mo, ayon din ang sayaw nila. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo eh, you as a manager, you are being paid, no, to make another copy of you. Not totally a copycat of you wherein, should I say, lahat, no, it is going to be bequeathed, or should I say, it is is going to be shared with your teammates. No, what I'm telling you is my area manager has said, no, class, it is like this. A great manager, or the termination of a great manager, it is not at the time that he is present in that specific organization, no? During his present. No, wrong. Kasi one thing for sure, we have this so-called modification of behavior, right? What do you mean by that? We could assume that employees or your people that you are handling with is observing a proper behavior because you are there. You have your presence, right? But he mentioned that the good test of how great you are as a manager is the moment that you are not within the organization. Doon mo makikita if your employees or your staff is actually moving towards or moving forward from their individual task, no? Observing a good behavior, no? Meaning the operation itself runs smoothly without you, without your supervision, no? Again, you as a manager not only be hired, no, just to take care or facilitate these people, no? You have been hired to define and make strategies, no, that is based or that is aligned to your organizational objective. Okay, again, kailan nangyayari ang ambiguity or uncertainty or hindi na malalaman or hindi na alam ng mga tao na nakapaligid sa iyo kung ano ang tama o mali? Kapag kung mismo yung top management is not clear with their conviction, and specifically if you are the head, no, you are the number one violator, and then you are expecting that they're going to behave or they're going to behave correctly or in a proper decorum? Are you kidding? A number one violator ka nga eh. Alright? Then, we have this so-called rewards and punishment system, all right, that is being mentioned by Castante. Maybe it's I just want to reinstate it, but her point of view, no, I have gotten her point of view. We have this so-called classical conditioning and plus the operant conditioning class, all right. One thing for sure, withdrawal behavior is natural. When we say withdrawal behavior, it is an employee or a specific person, no, within the organization. he or she is resisting from change, or he or she is from resisting from the current operation that is being held by the company. One thing for sure, there is a reason behind. Like what we have mentioned nga earlier, dapat daw, ang sabi ni Romero kanina, learning is a continuous process. Correct. Until you die, you're going to learn. No? It is not something to do with entering or enrolling in specific learning institution and then you are going to learn. No. Your everyday lives is actually a process or a way to adopt learning directly and indirectly. When we say directly, through observation and experience. When we say indirectly, because of reading books. No? It is going to materialize the moment that you are going to apply it. Okay? Now, going back with this, no? She mentioned that personal matters and sorry. Ay, hindi ko pa pala na-discuss yung classical conditioning class. In a specific behavior, no? Group 3, open your camera. This is my question. Group 3, this is my question. Can you modify behavior? Paano? Kailan natin pwedeng baguhin ang behavior? Or can we modify a behavior? Nababago ba natin to? Or nape-prevent ba natin ito? Sige nga, explain. We're talking about individual level. This is the independent variable, one of the independent variable. So you have mentioned the characteristics, the ability of Jay, Maria, and then Jasmine plus Sharon, and then at the same time their emotional framework has something to do with the behavior that are being observable or that have been observed in the video. Tell me, can we
Sir?
modify behavior? Answer.
Sir, para po sa akin, sir, ano po, nape-prevent pa po sa umpisa. Kunwari po as a manager, kapag nakita mo na gano'n na po yung kinukilos niya sa umpisa pa lang, dapat po kino-call out mo na siya or kinakausap mo towards that behavior na pinapakita niya para hindi na po lalong lumala at saka madamay pa yung trabaho niya.
Okay, Constance, thank you. Sino yun? Si Buot?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, Buot, thank you. Buot, Losariaga, in relation with the answer of Buot Christine, when is the best time to call the attention or what we call that, when it comes to the process, we call that one as monitoring or evaluating. Okay, when is the best time na dapat ginagawa yon? Is it now, tomorrow, or the next week? Kapag nagbe-behave ng mali or if the specific employee or individual is behaving incorrectly, kailan mo dapat i-call attention niya? Now, tomorrow, or next week? Or kung lang dapat na muna, kampante na ang lahat?
Now po.
Bakit?
Kasi kapag, kunyari, nakita mo siya sa akto, pag sabihan, i-call out mo yung taong yon. Siyempre, wag mong sabihan sa maraming tao kasi baka mapahiya siya. Kausapin mo na kayo lang dalawa. Kaya ngayon agad kasi para din na lumala yung sitwasyon pa. Para aware siya sa sarili niya na mali na yung ginagawa niya na hindi niya na dapat ulitin pa yan. Kaya dapat,
okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Losariaga, Buot. That is correct. No? When is the best time that you need to call the attention of your staff or individual person, of the individual person, no, if they are behaving incorrectly? At that moment, impromptu, but do it privately. No? Do not do it publicly. I'm telling you, I have handled several supervisors and then they put their staff into shame. Wherein, ganitong ginagawa nila. Pinapagalitan niya ang empleyado niya na nagkamali, wherein it is not habitual. Kasi may mga ganong supervisor na napaka-strict, no? Wherein ang ginagawa niya, nagkamali na ng kaunti, yung staff niya, papahiya niya. It is somehow effective. However, class, let us consider that this person is a human being. He has this so-called emotional framework na tinatawag. If ever, this is actually something to do with the ego. Super ego. Remember that one in the psychology, right? Consciously, he could take it kapag strong person siya. But unconsciously, it's going to materialize and magkakaroon ng gap dyan. Automatically, kapag pinahiya mo ang isang empleyado, no? And then considering the fact that it is not habitual, ibig sabihin palaging ginagawa, hindi sinasadya, nagkamali lang siya. That is wrong. Correct. Buot and Lasariaga are correct. No? It's okay to correct a misbehavior, no, in an instant because the retention or the impact, no, will stay. And then it is likely, no, since that is a misbehavior, it is likely that it is not going to be repeated. We could explain that one into two different types of conditioning. We have the classical conditioning and then at the same time the operant conditioning. Okay? We're in ganito. As we all know, we have this so-called classical conditioning. Okay, group 3, you can now unshare your screen. Thank you so much. I'm not going to tell your grade. Group 3, unshare and then close your camera. Then be ready, next group. Group 3. Okay. All right. All right. So going back from the things that I'm mentioning, no, classical conditioning, no, it is being observed that Jay, no, he is lacking of management skill. Hindi siya, we could not consider that he has no power because power is being shared. No, whether we like it or not, if you're not going to respect him or not, no, he has enough authority. Hindi natin matatanggal yan kapag once na you have been bequeathed or you have earned that one, no? But the ang pinaka should I say question to that one is are you being impactful or being effective? Na kumbaga maluwag ba nilang tatanggapin yung authority mo or or they are respecting you not because should I say they're respecting you, is it because of your position or is it because of you? Yun yung pinaka question doon eh. So a person in authority or should I say a leader or a manager itself or top management, no, they never should I say the power that they have is absolute in nature, no, it is constant. Okay, it can never be removed or the when I think the right descriptive word to that one is lacking of impact or effectivity, efficient, or should I say, if you are influential or not, yun. Okay? Now, going back, we have this so-called classical conditioning, wherein, as you all know, it is very, pasay na to eh, pasay na. As we all know, that yung mga matataas, na specifically kahit sa school natin, kapag may mga bisita tayo coming from the government institution, no, ang gagawin ng management, kailangan laging malinis ang window, malinis ang kapaligiran, no? Kasi we need to impose a good image, right? We are preserving our image. Eh. Same with the organization. Classical conditioning has something to do with that. Okay? We have this unconditioned stimulus and conditioned stimulus. Okay, we're in, let's say for an instance, okay, we are expecting that visitors from, should I say, from the head office is always visiting, or should I say, visiting the organization once in a month. Okay? And then it is a practice, no, of the top management, dapat laging naglilinis or malinis or presentable ang organization. Now, if you're going to apply or explain the classical conditioning, no, ang mangyayari, this is going to be a habit. No? For example, it happens and it is being observable for a specific 1 year. It is going to be part of their habit, no? Regardless if there will be visitor or not, no visitor. They are going to, should I say, play a specific behavior wherein lagi sila naglilinis, no? Kasi may impact sa kanila yan eh. Okay? Kasi ayun yung the top management are constant, no? Kumbaga, there is a permanency of conviction na dapat lagi natin itong gagawin. Dahil, pag ito ang ating ipiperform, no? There is a positive impact to our organization, no? That is what we call classical conditioning, wherein the condition, the stimulus, unconditioned stimulus is the visitor. Most probably, it is not because of the visitor or the presence of the visitor kung bakit nagbe-behave ng tama yung empleyado. It is because of the positive result. Kasi kapag once na the conditioned stimulus will be, no, the moment that they're going to provide a good behavior, no, there is a chance that, number one, no, that their top management or their head, no, it's going to be likely, or should I say, matutuwa sa kanila. So there is a chance that there will be a, should I say, a reward. No, it could be verbal or non-verbal, or should I say, it could be tangible and intangible. No, pwedeng in monetary, no, and pwedeng hindi monetary, praising. Now, what do you call this operant conditioning, class? When we say operant conditioning, we are talking about here the reward and punishment system. This is applicable in this Barsola. Why? Class, it is being obvious. There is a system or there is an existing bylaws wanting for sure. Let us presume na meron silang sinusunod. However, it is not properly implemented. Bakit? Doon pa lang sa na ginawa ni Jay eh. Sabi niya ganun kinonfront niya si Maria eh, no? Because you are imposing a bad attitude, that's the time pa lang na alam ni Jay ang ginagawa niya. Okay? Sagutin natin yan ha. Ang sabi kasi ni Castante kanina, no, it seems that Jay has no management skills. I think it is wrong to consider that, should I say, presumption. Why? Imagine, let us consider that the operation or the store, or should I say the restaurant itself runs for almost 7 years. To think? So do you think you're telling me that Jay, because of those experiences, he hasn't gotten any of knowledge and skills how to properly, or should I say how to manage a people? Not properly. How to manage a people? Meron nga eh, ikaw nga eh. Kahit hindi mo gusto yung ginagawa mo, in a long period of time, you could be able to memorize it. No, it is going to be a habit. Right? So again, it is wrong to consider, oh, it's already 10:30. All right? I'm just going to end this one into a conclusion, no? It is wrong to consider that Jay, no, is not, should I say, doesn't know, or kumbaga bagito pa lang pagdating dun sa trabaho niya, no, wrong. He is already, from the very beginning, since he is a co-owner of that organization, no, he possesses that specific skills and knowledge. However, he is not performing it, or it is not observable. No, bakit? He is not focused eh. And then at the same time, it has something to do with his ability. Ayun yung pinaka dapat natin tutukan. His specific attitude. Bakit ang attitude niya, or should I say the way he perceives things is like that, no? He is not focused. He is not actually putting the operation under his control, class. Bakit? Let us check. Again, sabi nga natin, a specific individual, no, has its own biographical characteristics na dapat tinitignan natin. For us to systematically explain why that specific dependent variable occurs. Bakit hindi siya focus? Let us consider first his ability plus his values. Ano yon? Class, let us assume Jay is also a co-owner. Okay? parang ganito yan eh. Since it is an inherited business, no? There is a chance that whether siguro at the beginning, no, hindi natin alam yung istorya ng from that first year to 6 years. There are reasons kung bakit nawala yung passion ni Jay. Okay? It has something to do with the values, his characteristics, okay, and then perception on things. Maybe because now the extremity of his passion towards work, no, in managing people is nawala. Bakit? Or should I say, hindi na ganun kabigat? Because his tenuity, 7 years na yun eh. Pangalawa, let us check. Kasi he's the co-owner. Baka he is setting aside, no, his role as a manager. Wait, co-owner ako. Tapos at the same time, manager pa ako. Dapat, no, whether he likes it or not, he needs to perform, di ba? As a manager. However, we have to consider that one. There is a complacency. Kasi there's no fear of termination. All right? Walang should I say, there's no intervention of the organizational structure kasi one thing for sure, he is one of the brain of that specific organization. So complacency is there. So there is something about his values and culture. Wait, co-owner ako eh. Bakit ako mag-perform? Eh dapat nga, 'di ba? Baliktad. Kung co-owner ka, you love your business. Ganyan yan eh. Kapag if you get a thing, no, in an instant, no, the values, or should I say, kumbaga yung pagpapahalaga mo sa isang bagay is going to be fleeting. Panandalian lang yan in just one click. However, if you have exerted time and effort like who's that one again? Romero has said, no, time and effort has been devoted or exerted, makikita mo yung values. Okay? It has something to do with this in the individual level, that is the independent variable, no? And then at the same time, it has something to do with its characteristic, values, and abilities. Okay? We could not tell that Jay is lacking of management skills. Should I say no management skill? Lacking. It could be. But we could never tell. Kasi it's already 7 years. No? Parang yung the limelight is no longer with him. Okay? Thank you so much, class. That is a good one. May I see your individual faces? Kasi magka-camera lang ako. Thank you. We are going to continue group 5. Tapos group 1. Sino pa yung kulang? Very good. I'm very happy to this section. Kasi na-high blood ako dun sa isang section eh. Ang tagal. Ang tagal. Eh, babasa lang din naman. Anyways, but the other section is good also. Excellent also. Same with you. Okay, thank you. Very good. No, Kastante, wag ka lang kakabahan, no? Nagtitrain nga kayo dito eh. What if kapag nasa trabaho ka na, ganyan ka? Confidence level, kasi ganito yan eh. It is not about the content that you have said. It is about the confidence. Katulad nito, malay mo yun, binubola ko lang kayo sa mga sinasabi ko. Eh, I'm confident enough. That's the time you could be able to persuade and influence people that you are smart. Diba? Ganun yun eh. Mas magandang smart looking kaysa maging smart. Diba? Very good, Romero and other groups. Thank you so much for your participation. I'm very happy. Hold on. Magtitik lang ako ng kamay, but this is being recorded. It is a very fruitful conversation. Again, we've talked about the structural level and then we're going to proceed first sa may individual level, tapos group level yung pinakalas eh. Hopefully other groups will mention on that one, no? Tinignan ko lang naman nun eh. Ang ginrade ko kayo based on your explanation. Hindi yung based dun sa how deep you are, yung kumbaga kinuha niyo yung mga other variables, no? It is how you kumbaga paano nyo naintindihan yung ginawa ninyo, no? Kaya nga tayo nandito nagko-collaborate tayo. Thank you so much, class. Wait, di ko pa pala na picture. 10:36 na. That is a good one. Thank you. Di ko makalimutan yung presentation ni Shane. Kaloka, ganyan ba kayo sa iba yung class? Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Grace, Hilo, you could leave now.
Sorry po, sir.
Sorry po.